Um, yeah, I feel like I've been out of the fucking loop for ages.
Yeah, same. And I'm it's Shane, Tom, and Carter and Christian so far have bought tickets to Sunset.
All right, so we are. Wait, I'm not on the right one though. God damn it! I didn't do it right. Switch accounts. It's gotta be here. This is where it's got. Oh, it's got. All right, now I think we're on. I like how easy it goes back and forth. Thank you, YouTube's. What? What? What?
I don't know.
Oh,
Trump is has a new lawsuit in New York.
listen. Are the Republicans still not paying for his shit? Because this is gonna start affecting him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
Hello, YouTubes.
Hello.
Just sitting here doing some pre-show chatting before we start the show. Hold on, I just need to grind up a little bit of marijuana since
get on that grind, son.
Since and then I'll be ready to start.
Okie dokie. Well, the world is waiting with bated breath for.
I'm gonna tell you.
What are you gonna tell me?
I'm gonna tell you, I need this gig tonight. I am a tired gal.
Well, what time's the gig tonight?
Oh, I gotta be there. The sign up is at 9. The show is at 9:30.
I actually have a show in Long Beach at 8, and maybe I'll come to you if I'm not feeling too tired.
WeHo will be the scene.
Of course, it's
gonna be
Wednesday. WeHo. What
I
day
mean,
of the week is your new show going to be?
Also Wednesdays. Wednesdays WeHo. Same time that other show happens.
Right.
I love a little friendly combo,
Will it be friendly, Tony? Will it be friendly?
I don't know any of them, so it has to be friendly. Why would I be upset? Why can't I just embrace the competition and not be upset about it? I don't know these people.
Right.
I mean, I know Lance Bass. He's my least favorite of the Backstreet Boys.
Wow. Who is your favorite of the Backstreet Boys?
The gay one? Can I say that? Is there a gay
Lance
one?
Bass?
Oh, he is the gay one.
Yeah. Do you just hate him because you know his name? There isn't another gay one. There's the gay bi brother.
You don't know.
There's the meth smoking bi brother, Aaron Carter. But he wasn't in the back.
Do you know that he was fired from Naked Boys Singing?
What's Naked Boys
Singing? Do you know what that show is? It's literally that. It's like a variety show type thing that you see at cabaret stores, cabaret theaters. And it's like Naked Boys Singing. And
are they just literally naked?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. They're literally naked. And they were like, I don't know.
Rock out with your cock out.
You're a little too methy for Naked Boys Singing.
Well, I imagine they have certain.
I think it takes place in a bathhouse.
Maybe
it takes place in a bathhouse. Maybe I'm making that up.
Yeah, I don't.
Not the name of the show. I know the show exists, but I don't. I honestly, truthfully, I didn't ever see it.
I mean, you don't even know who the Backstreet Boys are. So, also,
AJ.
Wasn't Lance Bass in NSYNC?
See, that's called shade.
Yeah, sure. Or we just don't know who any of the members are.
I knew who it was.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing about, you taking full advantage of the fact that I might have done too many drugs. And you think that, sometimes my humor is just coming out of stupidity. And that's not true.
It's not stupidity, because I think that at one point you were a smart person. I think that it's more of like a deterioration-based humor.
At one point. Ouch. But you're right. And who knows? Because I started fucking up my developing brain years ago.
It's like that funny part of like old age where where your grandfather starts saying stupid shit and doing dumb shit, and you're like, grandpa's so dumb, and then you realize, oh, it was early onset Alzheimer's.
Oh, I was never that kid. I never called my grandparents dumb. I was that white and waspy. That's white people shit.
Yeah,
yelling at your parents, cussing them, calling them sons of bitches and whatnot. That's white people shit.
Okay, I'll let that stand, even though I don't think that that's true.
I mean, how many POCs have you seen go up to their mom and be like, "You're a fucking bitch, Tina," and or not Tina, maybe Christina.
Well,
and,
that's because
you know.
your people's culture is a little bit more slappy, and so we
Yeah.
whites have learned to be worse by not being hit, and that's an
Yeah,
issue. I think I'm saying this is a better thing that your I hate saying people do, but it's more of like not our people, but like we kill our parents more too, I would imagine, and
that's right. But your parents also kill you more too. Like there was literally just a mom who drowned her 3 kids.
Oh, did the devil make her do it?
Probably. Did you see that? She was
so susceptible to the devil.
Are you ready to do the show?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Gay Power Half Hour. We're sorry to interrupt the funeral proceedings of the Queen for 60 days now, but we're here to give you something gay and hopefully funny. I'm Tony Soto.
And I am Casey Lai, your pie in the sky and your future queen of Southern California.
I'm telling you, you'd be the next best bet. It's just an ugly situation over there now, all the way around.
I would make a great queen if I didn't have to actually do anything for the rest of my life, but still just like hang out and be around and wave. I think I could kill that.
Yeah, you think you could crush it?
I think I could crush it. People are like, okay, but you have too many political opinions. I don't need to say these things. I only say these political opinions because there's nothing else going on. You know, I got nothing.
Listen, all I'm waiting for is one really rich conservative daddy to scoop me up and just be like, "Now you shut your fucking mouth, you bitch," and just shoves $100 bills in my fucking mouth. And I'll be like, "Yes, daddy, anything you want. Go Trump."
Yeah. Go Trump. How much money would it take, Tony, to get you to vote?
Not a lot. Not a lot. Not a lot. Do I have to like air it? Do I have to tell people?
Can you at least say more than 1 month's rent? More than 1 month's rent?
Yeah, I'd like a full year so I could. No, I want 2 years worth of rent.
Okay.
Plus 2 years worth of expenses, and then that way I could really think about what I've done. You know, I can really, and then I can have a year to turn around and be like, I've changed my ways. So that way, because hopefully I'd be getting married here. So it'd be a 50-50 situation anyway. How long do you have to be with a husband before you can divorce them and get the 50-50? Because
I would imagine, this guy doesn't sound like
I'd take his prenup too, as long as it took care of me in some way.
What if it's a no-go prenup and you just get the 2 years? And what if he's great in bed? What if he's really great in bed, but a monster, close to Dahmer, not full. He wouldn't kill you and eat you.
I mean, look, I've had sex with plenty of good fucks that were monsters. Okay.
Do you think you've ever come close to being killed by a serial killer? Do you ever feel like you've ever dodged a bullet?
I do. I definitely feel like that. You know what? Okay, I will answer, and then I'm posing the same question because I feel like it's happened to you on multiple occasions. But I definitely remember this one distinct time that I met a guy in Chicago, and now I always lived on the east side by the lake, and he lived on the west side, which I would never go to. My pants weren't tight enough for that nonsense. I wasn't hip. But when you're on the drugs and alcohol, sometimes your brain tells your dick tells your brain, "Hey, go."
It just points in a direction and you move in that direction.
Yeah. And so I went to. So my thing is, I do not like it. And I know this is irrational, but I don't like it when someone locks the door immediately. Like,
oh yeah,
when someone comes into my apartment, I don't lock. I'm like, "Hey, come in. Like, I want you to know that the door is open and you can leave at any fucking moment." So, like, that was the first thing. Like, he locked the deadbolt, but then he walked to the kitchen and didn't say anything.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, and ultimately he was like, hey, do you want something to drink? And I was like, yeah, I'd take a water just to busy him up. And then I went and I left.
You just walked out.
I did. I didn't say a word.
Yeah,
And only because it was it wasn't like even like a quick lock. It was like a deliberately like, hey, do you see? I'm locking the lock.
Yeah. I mean, there wasn't a chain, was it? It just was the
chain would have made me. The chain would have. First of all, I'm never scared of the chain. The chain is such a bullshit accessory to the door.
Yeah.
Like that chain isn't doing anything for you.
My thought on the chain is, yeah, no. Go ahead. Sorry.
No. That's it. Go ahead. Well, no. Tell me about you. Who tried to?
I want to talk
I'm
about
sure
the chain first.
someone ever snuff you out trying to put a pillow on you or something when you're like, choke me, got it.
My thing about the chain is like, if someone gets through the deadbolt, then the chain is an easy push. So like the chain does seem a bit superfluous. Like if you can get over,
it makes no purpose. It serves no purpose. The chain.
Yeah.
If the deadbolt breaks, you're doomed anyway. The chain is just added music to the sound of your murder. The ching, 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 ching. What you have to hear as the life is choked out of you.
Jingle jangle. I love a little jingle jangle,
So who's tried to kill you?
No one. Although there was this one time that I got kind of like, I don't know. I just never understand as a person who you talk to on the internet. And then, is it still catfishing if you show up and they're just not what they represented themselves as?
Yes, of course it is. It's not true. Yeah. I think so. I mean, no, I guess catfishing. Well, I mean, no, that's just a liar. I feel like catfishing is like a period of time. I feel like catfishing is like a catfish is someone who like strings you along for a while because they're a hard get, right? That's what the catfish comes from. It's like, let's meet, let's not meet. But no, I think if it's just an uggo that sends you a photo of them from 10 years ago, that's just a liar.
Yeah, well, he was a liar and an ugly catfish, and so is that why it's called? That's the etymology of a catfish?
I do not know the correct background of it, but it seemed, as someone who has went catfishing, like legitly with a reel and fish, they're hard to catch.
Got it. Where have you been catfishing?
I'm from Illinois. Are you kidding me? Like they fish in Illinois. People go to places to fish in Illinois.
I hate to be so regional about it. I just feel like we don't have catfish in New England. We went to like the ocean's edge and looked.
Yeah, they were at the supermarket wrapped in plastic. You were like, oh, the only fish I knew was in the fucking fish section at the goddamn Kroger.
And this one's trying to date me. Yeah, well, anyway, this one time I did just go to someone's house and it was completely misrepresentation, but I will say this, the house was gorgeous, and so there was a part of me that was like, all right, I'm gonna like give this.
Was that here in LA though?
Yeah, I was here in Los Angeles.
See, that doesn't mean shit. Like, listen, I never assume that they're even their houses. I feel like they are either assistants or, like, because some people here in LA will just let you all up in a pretty house. And it's like, do you really live here? Is this your boss?
It was furnished in a way that was like, ¿Qué pasó? And then he offered me like food and water, and the water was
I don't
warm.
ever drink anything.
No,
I don't ever drink anything.
And the food was like, do you know those like it's like those like I don't know, it's like an Asian Chex Mix. It's like sesame sticks and like crunchy thing.
Yeah.
I don't have the proper words for it. But
yeah, that boy was like a squatter.
Stale. And I was like, this is catfish food for sure.
Yeah, she don't live there.
Go. So similar thing. I was like, I'm gonna go. But those are the thrills of being a gay man. Or just a person.
Like being in LA, I don't go to a lot of people's houses in LA. Like I always say I want to be murdered at my house. So like if you're going to murder me on a hookup, I'm gonna make it difficult for you.
Yeah.
Because I hope you live somewhere. Yeah, I'm hosting.
I'm hosting this murder.
Yeah, I mean, listen, my neighbors, I'm sure, hear me do this podcast every week. So I'm sure they'll hear me be like, what are you trying to do? Kill me? I'm sure I would be safe.
Another question. I know you don't have much feeling on like what happens after death. You probably think there's not a lot going on. So like if you get killed by someone and they fuck you after the fact, how would you feel about that? Like if they desecrated your body by
I wouldn't care. I mean, listen, it'd just be another interesting headline to the news article about my death. They'd be like, and everyone would clutch their pearls about it. It feels so bad for me.
Yeah.
They'd be like, oh, I can't believe they fucked him in his ass and in his mouth and just finger cuffed him, loaded him up. Yeah. What a sad moment. But they're talking about me. So basically, I live forever.
Silver Lake Icon gets murdered in her Los Feliz hotel and then, unsurprisingly, fucked.
I live in a hotel. That's where I'm at.
At that point,
this is a legit studio apartment, you son of a bitch.
I don't know why I said hotel. I just assumed that's where you would die.
I'm not Amanda Lepore, all right? I just live in a hotel my whole life, hoping that someone doesn't tear it down.
But we are talking about this because there's a new Dahmer show.
My future.
Yeah.
Casey, you've not seen this, right?
I didn't even know it was a thing. There've been so many
Ryan
Dahmer
Murphy
things coming out.
Yeah, well, there was like I feel like there was like a resurgence of some Dahmer interest during COVID, which is disturbing when we were all like locked down
and hungry.
But Ryan Murphy, of course, has now come out and done one of his historical fiction type things, and he's kind of sexied up. I mean, look. It's inherently gay anyway. Like Dahmer was a gay dude and he did fucked up shit to gay dudes. So like there's an underlining of hot to it. I mean, listen, there are lines that were crossed for sure, but I think that Dahmer was kind of hot back in the day. I think that Dahmer was kind of a sexy guy. I'm not turned off by closet cases who have drinking problems, Casey. I'm not. I know
that. No, not only are you,
you know,
it's part of that's one of your the toggled tabs on your dating apps. I think.
Hey, they're more likely to tell you they love you if they're drunk. You know what I mean? And it's just nice to hear. It's just nice to hear.
Do they say I love you a lot? Do you get a lot of I love yous from various people?
I've gotten I love you or two. Listen,
you're inherently lovable, Tony. So I'm happy that you're hearing it from people in any form.
Who won't remember it the next day.
Interesting insight into their brain.
But that guy could murder me at any moment. You know what I mean? But it's still kind of hot. You know what I mean? Like,
I just want to be clear. No names needed. Are you talking about one specific person in general?
I'm talking.
Just so I know. Just so I know.
Yes, I'm talking about us. Yes. I'm talking about. You know, I'm not opposed to hooking up with someone who gives Dahmer vibes.
Okay, and again, I am hoping that this.
The key is to be taller than them and bigger.
Got it. So you just want some
so you can kill them.
Short, lithe, wimpy creep. That's your type. All right. It's
one of them. Come on, don't limit me. Don't put me in a box.
No, I'm saying you have a type. Very frightening type. And just
but that guy that plays Dahmer is hot.
Yes, and that's I think, and it's not a problem because this is how you sell movies and TVs by sexing everything up, but it's Evan Peters playing him, who is objectively cute. I don't know objectively, that's a word that
gay bait me boots, baby. Like I don't know why we're talking about that Harry Styles faggot who wears the dresses when we could be getting gay baited by this hot ass dude who is not afraid to pump iron on screen and try to kiss on men. You know what I mean? Like that one will at least like let us see what it would look like if he had his mouth on another man's mouth.
Yeah, like if you're gonna.
And is Harry Styles a shitty actor? Because I saw a clip of some movie that he was in, and his co-star in that clip looked confused by his acting.
Yeah. Several questions there. The first thing I want to say, but yes, if you're going to gay bait us, at least have the actor be masculine, straight acting. You know what I mean? I don't want
Not even that. I don't care. Like put him in a skirt, but fucking make him suck a dick.
Okay. And I don't know about that movie. I think there's two movies that he's coming out. One where he's like a cop making out with another dude, and the other one I think where he's like.
Does he do some actual gay shit soon? Either way, I saw him act in that one scene, and I was like, I don't even want to see him fake it to the gay.
Yeah, I know. It's just like shut up, stop talking and sing, fancy boy.
Is his music that good that we give him this much? I honestly, I do not know a lot about him. I'm sure I know his songs. I'm sure I bop my head to him, but he's really a nobody to me.
Well, to many other a gay man and a girl, he's a real somebody. One, because of his glorious twink boy band, One Direction. Can I name a song? No.
Now I was a fan of Xenu.
Oh my god. His name is
the
Zane.
other one who went
Zane.
The other one who went solo, right?
Zane. Yes. Xenu. What world do you exist in? You just like pulling out cultural references from the 80s. That's the last time.
Yeah, because fuck that band, Casey. Because fuck that band, fuck Xenu, and fuck Harry Styles. That's what I say.
Okay. And then
I won't die on the hill, but I'm just
put out like one of like the bigger pop albums of the year. But
it was a really offensive clip, Casey. The clip was very offensive. Like it was like you wasted. I mean, you got to think about how many people are on the crew. You know, the poor guy holding the boom had to watch that. Like, fuck you, Harry Styles. Like, your pretty face and your little skinny twink body does not get you everything. At least it shouldn't. Harry Styles
got him a movie deal and an album deal. So
well, Hollywood's stupid.
Yeah, I agree.
Because they're catering to 13-year-old girls and you.
It is interesting to me how gay men and teenage girls do have the same taste in most things, and that is just the way that it goes.
Teenage boys.
Take us seriously, Hollywood. He's not a teenager. He is a 20-something twink who's making his way in Hollywood.
Harry Styles is 20-something. His face is old. His face is old. Well, I'm just saying. I'm sorry. You're right. I don't know why I got so. I didn't know I was so passionate about it till just.
I didn't know you don't even know who the fucking person is, and you get mad about the goddamn thing. You're a very interesting person. We find out a lot about Tony on this show. One, his type is very serial killery.
Types. I have multiple types. This one type is just
no. You have multiple types. So you're not limiting the creep to a specific like race or height or body size, which I like about you. But there is a
creep is preferred. Yes, creep is preferred.
A certain type of energy that you prefer to drunkenly have them tell you that they love you and forget about it. One. Two, you don't have any idea what's happening in the world when it comes to pop culture.
Truly no. Three, I don't care.
Somehow you're an icon in the gay community. I don't understand.
Should I care more about that? Like I'm trying to think about like outside of let me see. I'm trying to think about like what in pop culture am I into? Did I put any on the list? Did I put anything on the list that I?
And I'm not one to talk. I'm going to see the Pet Shop Boys in New Order and excited like it's a fucking Beyonce concert. So you know, like I have similar, perhaps outdated tastes, but passionate tastes.
Hey, I'm on the TikTok. You're not on the TikTok. Me being on the TikTok makes me good on what the kids know. Like I know that Kyle Rittenhouse is on the TikTok with like a bleach blonde. You don't know if she's pretty, but she like with the right filter, she's pretty type of gal. And they're doing TikToks. I know about that. Isn't that pop culture?
I hate to say that when you first said Kyle Rittenhouse has a girlfriend on TikTok, I was like, of course she's not pretty, but then I was
she's Midwestern, like it's a Midwestern pretty.
He's just this like chubby little murderer, you know. And I was
like, she smokes Newports for sure. You know what I mean? Like she's a Newport smoker. She's got dark brown hair, but it's bleach blonde.
But also, once you kill unarmed protesters at a racist during a racist backlash to a Black Lives Matter march, then you instantly get conservative douchebag influencer credit. And I would imagine, just like any other influencer,
this girl is like into the fact that he's Kyle Rittenhouse. Like she's like riding his.
I only date people who murder at least 1 to 2 people. It's like kind of like your type.
And let's not yuck her yum. Come on. You know, how dare you be so judgmental? You can't help who you love. But Kyle is in the news again because there is a civil suit that is being filed against him in Wisconsin, and they're like, it's like for $150,000 or some shit. And so he has done a GoFundMe, and in the time of the GoFundMe, now I don't know what it is to this certain moment, but at one point it was like 1,300, and then went up to 1,500, and then it went back down to 1,300.
How much does he need?
150,000.
Well,
and I don't think I'm hoping, I've heard that Trump support for Trump has gone down 5% in the last 6 months or whatever. So I'm wondering if like that craze is starting to die out. So like I hope that fucker has to struggle. I hope that he has to struggle.
I mean,
I hope that he doesn't get the money.
Yeah, but so this is for his defense, or he was found guilty and he has to pay money. I haven't paid attention to the Rittenhouse saga in months.
I don't think the trial hasn't happened yet.
Okay. Well, so I mean,
and I'm assuming that he feels like he could win. I mean, because I just don't think that's going to happen this time. Yeah,
but it's like when OJ killed Nicole, he got off of that, and then they found him guilty in a civil case for
if the gloves don't
crime.
Fit. You must acquit.
Right.
So stop. Yeah.
I mean, OJ was innocent.
I went. Yeah. I went down.
I want to be clear. I don't know.
Yeah. And he is currently still looking for the real murderer, because that was what his oath was when he got out of jail.
Isn't it a shame that like he's alive and someone like Arthur Ashe is dead? I just like think about that. Arthur Ashe, good man, died of AIDS.
Speaking of mass death,
good.
I was just in New Orleans. They've lost a lot of people. All right, that's a good segue.
Yeah, a little outdated, but okay.
Hey, I'd have killed people. That was a year ago. So calm down. But also they are like in the middle of this like terrible heat wave there. It's awful. But I went to New Orleans for a surprise trip for my old roommate's 40th birthday. Don't ever surprise me. Like, I just need this to be known to the world. Like, don't surprise me with stuff. I would never. He loved it. Like, it was a really good moment. We like staggered the surprises when he first came into our friend's house. Like, so it went like, oh, here's this person, here's this person, here's this person. And of course, I closed the show because I was the least likely to show up. So I was the biggest surprise. But it was fun, and these are friends from college. I hadn't seen them in 8 years, so it was like a really good moment. But the whole time in my head, I was like, oh, I would have hated this. Like
why?
Because like we sprung it on our poor friend. He had to hang out with us for the next 3 days.
Did he just think he was going by himself? Or with like two people?
So his birthday plan, what he wanted to do with his 40th birthday, what he thought he was doing was going to our friend Justin Allison's house to play board games. Like that was his choice for his 40th birthday. And he told us that he spent 6 hours prior to coming learning the game.
Oh no. Did you guys get to play the game at one point?
No, of course not. We made him fucking drink until he couldn't drink anymore, and then we all fucking made big plans to cook brunch and hang out all day on Saturday, and we didn't do any of that shit. So,
well, I feel like
but we had a great time.
Took a note, and the note was to for sure throw Tony a surprise party for his birthday. Just throwing it out there.
It's just not wise. It's just not wise, because the thing is the way I cancel plans. I could very well cancel on your little fucking ruse to get me away from something.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. It could be a really fun surprise birthday party for Tony without Tony. I mean, you have very fun friends who I'm not that concerned would be that concerned if you
that would make me so mad, and you know it,
which is part of the fun. Maybe I'm gonna throw you a surprise birthday party and not even fucking invite you to the fucking surprise birthday party. Surprise.
But I'll tell you, I'm gonna tell you, no one needs that much rich food. No one needs that. Like honestly, in the South, like listen, you are trading delicious rich foods for your appearances and health, and I'm gonna need you to know that, people.
I'll tell you what. South. I know I don't talk about it a lot, but I have been to Europe a couple times in the last 2 years, and the food there can also be very rich. A lot of cheese, a lot of butter, a lot of cream, a lot of oil. A lot of carbs. That being said, responsible portions. And two,
Oh my God, not responsible portions.
no, I'm just gonna lay it out there. But the real issue, it doesn't it's not full of synthetic shit in the same way.
Yeah, they don't have the fire Cheetos and shit.
So sure,
Like,
you can eat. I mean, I'm here for all the po' boys fried and dipped and everything. I want it. But you can't do it. You can't do it every day because then your heart will go, surprise, it was a party. And then
absolutely can't. And I'm going to tell you, I went to Bourbon Street. I feel like poor old
Bourbon
New Orleans has even since Katrina, because I mean I went after Katrina. I was at I went to the Mardi Gras after the Saints won the Super Bowl, which was after Katrina. So
not to they were help out or like clean up or anything like that.
Not a party.
Got it.
Yeah. I mean, Katrina had happened the year before, so I mean, at this point, it had been like, when was Katrina? Like, I don't know, but like, Mardi Gras was in February, so it was like before that.
Yeah. What a true.
But it was the first Mardi Gras since Katrina. So like, they were bouncing back and rallying. So there was like an air of energy of them wanting to, like, they were doing it for themselves. They were like partying or whatever. But like after pandemic, I went to Bourbon Street, and there's a lot of shuttered businesses, and the street is not that long. You know what I mean? Like Bourbon Street is just a street. So when you're walking down and you're like seeing some of the doors like shuttered up, and then there's like, only 100 people out on the street, and trying to get
what day of the week girl was to show.
I went to Bourbon Street on Sunday night.
All right. I mean, that should be because I don't know. I haven't been to New Orleans in years. I love New Orleans.
Yeah, and listen, I think that New Orleans will be. I root for it because it's a fun town, but honestly, I think they're really realizing that they're underground. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, I feel like they're not going to survive. I've talked to my friends who live there, and they're like, we have to be honest. Global warming is going to push us out of here at some point.
Yeah, I think that is the case for all low-lying places. I mean, you can't blame a place that was built up for over centuries for not having the foresight, especially in the beginning, to know precisely where they live. Like Venice is built in a fucking lagoon and has existed for 1,000 years, despite all.
They're struggling.
No, they're struggling now, but they had, they it was a good 1,000 years, So it's not a location necessarily. I don't blame the location. Like we're built on a fucking fault line here in Los Angeles. There are a lot of issues throughout, but there is, I've been reading, there's interesting technology that's going in and batting down the levees, but as the hurricanes get bigger and the problems get bigger, there is no saying whether anything is safe.
And we're talking about like, this, the migration immigration issue that is coming, the 2 million people who were held at the border, and all this, and we're like, we don't want him here. DeSantis is like shipping people off, and it's like, ultimately that's going to be happening in our own country at some point, like where people are moving. I mean, the rich are doing it first. Everyone has a house in fucking Ann Arbor, Michigan. You know what I mean? Like everyone's going where it's that. Yeah, dude. The rich are fucking buying up all the pretty houses in the cooler areas because ultimately, and then, the poverty-stricken people, like the hurricane just hit Puerto Rico again, they're gonna get more fucking hurricanes in New Orleans. People are gonna have to move to different places in that, I don't know.
Yeah.
Interesting times.
It is interesting times. There's no easy solution. Although we did just pass that climate bill, so we can relax, right? The inflation reduction.
Yeah, we can. Yeah. We're cool. We're square now. We
have houses, Tony. We have a house in Ann Arbor. I haven't checked in a while, but do we have a house?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I wrote a check for it, so it's good. It's good. Well, listen, Casey, we have come to the end
That was the show?
I mean, quick,
We didn't
right?
talk about anything. Again,
I
second week in
mean,
a row. That's crazy.
It's quick. It's quick. Yeah, and a lot happened. I mean, we could have talked about DeSantis, but I didn't want to say so many F words today.
Oh, I wanted to talk about Martha's Vineyard, one of my favorite vineyards.
Is it really?
No, but I do love a good island off of the coast of New England. I do.
Well, DeSantis thought it was going to be a big old hit, and I just don't think it turned out that way. I think DeSantis has more explaining to do than Martha's Vineyard. And they're like, oh, they deported him the next day. Well, because you all gave him court dates all across the goddamn country for the next fucking day. So they had to. Otherwise, they'd be in breach of their fucking, it's just real crooked shit. And it's like, it's reading that the American people won't take the time to read.
Well, it is also, it's like, and I guess we were talking about just a tad, but like, it's one thing when you want to like demonize whole groups of people. It's very easy for, Americans and other people to hate groups of people, but then when you pick 50 like beautiful looking people, just like normal fucking people, and then all of a sudden you try and demonize them. When the groups get smaller, it is harder to paint them as monsters when they're just wearing a backpack and some Nikes, So I have a feeling that they forget sometimes the basic humanity of everyone, and so when you start playing fucking demonic fucking games with human lives just to own the libs, then it's a gross fucking
and
look.
Make no mistake, they're still processing these immigrants. Like, they're coming in and being processed and giving dates to appear in court. So it's not like DeSantis is just taking him straight off the border and shoveling him in. So it's like, if you're such a badass, but fuck that guy. But anyway, Casey, what do you got going on?
If you're watching the live show right now on YouTube, it doesn't look like you are, but if you are, you can see me tonight in Long Beach at Bear City Comedy. And then other than that, you can see me at the Pet Shop Boys concert October 7th. Thanks, Solomon. Can't wait for that. And then find me on the Instagram at KCLEY. That's about it for now, friends. Let's see what happens after that. Tony?
Fantastic. If you like the Gay Power Half Hour, please find our iTunes page, subscribe to it, rate the show, leave a comment like our good friend. One moment, please. True Seattle for giving in to the bullying and leaving a very nice comment about how fabulous our show is. It's just that easy. All you got to do is fucking do it, and then I'll look, and then I will say thank you because I am kind. God damn it. I am the Tony Soto Show on everything that is Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And we'll be back next week with more of this. Goodbye.